Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rakeal. This is Final Fantasy IV Randomizer, and apparently I hate myself. I wanted to do something special for the 3rd anniversary, and as part of that, I wanted to do some representation of my randomizers that I enjoy. And for Final Fantasy IV, I decided, why just do a regular randomizer run when you control yourself? So, Mark, Tony, I'm sorry. Please feel no obligation to join in. But yeah, that's what this is gonna be. So, I have to defeat Wyvern, I have to get the Falcon, which means I have to do the Hook route. I have to trade Rat and Pinktails in, and we have to do the music quest, because, you know what? The music is one of the best features in this randomizer, and I enjoy it. We are starting with Edward. Moon and Summon bosses are included, passes a key item. No, Cecil, Edge, or Fusoya. Yep. Treasure and shops are wild. I don't hate myself enough to limit it when we're limiting the party so much. No free characters, no free key items, which means we actually have to start with Edward and succeed at least a little. But we are starting with a better kit, and the spoon will be equipable. So, with that, let's start my 3rd anniversary troll randomizer run. Okay. Life staff. Some decent attacking items. And a Porum. So, Edward Porum is not a strong start. But Life staff actually might be a good start there as far as complementing this terrible party. I mean, long term, that's not terrible. Okay, so we're gonna start off. We have to hear about our objectives that I just explained. Wyvern, Falcon, Dark Elf, Pinktail, Rattail. So we're gonna head straight up to Damcian. I like doing Damcian first. We do need to check bosses, but I'm okay waiting on that. Although, actually, it might not be a terrible idea to check the Mist Dragon spot. And actually fight it. So far we got money. Most of those are not actually equipable by these characters. If we happen to find some other characters, actually it looks like a Cid would be really great right about now. And we need the hovercraft for all of our objectives, or 3 of our objectives at least. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Okay. I was really debating between Tella and Edward for my start. I feel like Edward is a bit more traditional of a troll start. Okay, I don't actually have any good equipment for these characters still, so I'm actually gonna go raid Taroya. Not the town. Duh. We'll stop in the town to get items, but I mean, the good news is we actually do have a lot of items on our start. Attacking items specifically that we can use early game, so that'll help. Having Edward throw like some lightning bolts or bombs Karate is actually not bad. A little more money. Crystal helm. Ninja shirt. Ninja shirt's money. So yeah, we've got lots of money. I'm okay with having lots of money to start. Okay, so I'm gonna real quick equip my characters just to see where we're at. So life staff. I think it's just the karate uniform that we can equip on her here. Okay. Whew. Nothing usable. Nothing usable. I think we're gonna do that for now. Let's see, we've already got Cure 2s. Buy one more of those. Two more of those. 2 kamikazes. 3 coffins. And a partridge in a pear tree. Still not super happy, but I think we can actually, with the items we have, I think we can actually take on a boss. And there's always the trip down to Antlion to really finish gearing up. I kind of want to go try... Should I try Hobbs? I'm gonna try Hobbs first. I want characters. This is a painful start. It was an intentionally painful start, but I digress. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and pop up here. Octomom. This isn't a super high hit point spot. I'm gonna put my characters in the back row. And we don't actually have a lot for Rosa either, but that's a harder attack than I expected. That was less damage than I expected as well. Oh, that one must have been an attack-based, or a HP-based one. This thing's still hitting too hard. Apparently that's what I should have used from the beginning. There's our levels and our third character, so that's better than nothing. Unfortunately, we used a lot of items that I was kind of hoping to use for the antlion fight as well, but the antlion fight only has 1,000 hit points, and we still have some decent items, fire bombs and the like. Silk web is nice. I don't think we've got exits, do we? Nope. So those levels are going to make a big difference on the next fight, just as far as having some hit points. And having a third character, even just for the sake of distributing attacks and, you know, casting healing items, is good. I'm going to real quick check, because I think Edward is the fastest character, and we want the slowest in the middle. Okay, we're going to get to the save point here before we use a tent. Lightbringer can be sold. Actually, the Crystal Helm can be sold, now that I'm thinking about it. There's no Cecil, so no crystal equipment. I went the wrong way. It's actually not that different, I don't think. Another Zeus Rage, that's good. That's the big one, so that's good. Earth Hammer, we have a second one, so we can sell one. Second Ashura. We're probably just selling Ashuras anyway, I forgot to sell that. Change Rod is good. If we get a Black Mage. When we get a Black Mage. When? We'll probably get a Black Mage by the end of the game. Another Crystal Helm, wow. So, as weird as it is, all of this gear, there was not a single item that these characters can really benefit from or equip. Besides possibly the Charm Harp. Edward's harps really aren't worth using for the most part anyway, but yeah. Okay, that's actually could be really interesting. We basically get one shot at this. And then I cast Wall. I should have actually gotten rid of this first. Crap. That's what I thought. Porum's going to be able to carry this for the most part. And he only got one heal off. We already did 500 damage, and it's there's 1,000 hit points between the 3 enemies. So we should be okay. Like, genuinely at this point, it's when Porum lands a good hit is when we're gonna start actually finishing this boss off. Because Porum has the Life Staff equipped, which has a very high attack rate for a staff. It is literally the best staff in the game. Okay. Tower Key. Not useful yet. Not actually progression. Remember... yeah. Okay, so here's the trick. We're gonna probably do some more shopping. I might go do Baron Inn, but I'd like to do a little shopping first, because this is just a bit rough. Still, we need a damage source, which could really easily be Rosa or Edward, if we get good bows, which we haven't found yet. The starting bows are crap. A couple Moonveils. Moonveils are actually really nice for the sake of protecting yourself early game. We'll grab a couple more Star Veils. And I'll sell... let's see. Sell that. We're gonna sell that. And... where's Ashura? Ashura is not very good as far as summons go, but the summons are fair. So that's an Artemis bow. That's like the best bow in the game. One of the best bows in the game. We can only afford one right now, but that's fine. Protect ring. Protect ring and what was the other one? Artemis. And let's see, it was Toroya had coffins, Starveil. Okay. So I guess ask and ye shall receive. We're gonna go ahead and equip the Artemis bow and watch our damage go significantly high. And now I think we're gonna go to Baronet. We still have a lot of attacking items, which we can make good use of here. Let's check the item shop. Some life potions. We don't need everything yet. More ice arrows. I'm gonna probably switch those over from the iron at some point, but I'm not super concerned about it right now. Actually, we can sell the longsword and the short sword both because we don't have edge. I need to keep remembering or reminding myself which characters we don't have access to. Probably should have saved. I'm less worried. Oh, this is... whoops. Well, this could be interesting, actually. This is not a great spot for this. Wait, that's a lunar staff. Apparently he can only equip 20 at a time. We may have to just start spamming items. Like, we can kill these guys. It's not like it's super hard. We just can't take these hits. Which, actually, if I get enough money, going back and getting those protect rings might be a good choice. Or a protect ring at the very least. There we go. Got some levels. Unfortunately, since this is the gauntlet, we have to do a lot of fights in a row. There we go. That was less than I was expecting. Guessing different enemies here have different weaknesses. Let's do a lightning bolt. There we go. These ones are weak to lightning again, so Zeus Rage. Never mind, just the back row was. This is a bit rough. Oh, Elec fish. Maybe I should read the name. At least we're getting some good levels out of this. That's honestly kind of nice. This is genuinely one of the worst spots that this fight could be. Since it goes off of the base HP for the enemies, this is one of the lowest HP spots in the entire game. We've got white mages covered at least. Got exit. That's good. I think we still had a Zeus Rage that I picked up. Yeah? No? Things I didn't see myself doing today. Berserking Edward. Okay, I actually did see myself doing that today because, Spoon, but... Before I wrote this terrible seed, I did not see myself, Berserking Edward today. And the actual boss, Rubicon. One shot? Not quite. There we go. There's Rydia, which is still not terribly helpful to us, but is something. We have some equipment she can use, I guess. So Protect Rings are really good, but Rune Rings are also really good. They increase magic damage, which can be really nice right now. Long. Poison Axe. Dreamer. Play Food. Succubus. So I may see if I can throw together the money for, like, a few rune rings right now. And then we'll grab the Protect Ring later. So I'm just going to give it to all of my casters. Swap Horum and Rydia there. Bring her real quick to back row glitch. Give her the Change Rod. Not doing the rest of Baron Castle right now. There's other stuff to do that are better checks at this point, I think. There might not actually be a lot of great ones. We can at least do Fabul. Basically holding out for the hook, since that's going to be required. I'm gonna laugh if it's a Magma Key seed that we happen to also need to use. Okay, is decent. 4,000? Yeah, I'll oh, duh, we don't have edge. Some really solid casters there. I didn't actually check. Yeah, he can't use it. Leather cup. Iron ring. There we go. Let's check the Baron, or not the Baron Inn. The Fagul Inn quick. There's sirens. I am not gonna actually buy any of those right now because they're expensive and we are broke. Let's just do it. Like, worst case, this is Wyvern. And then we actually get an objective done. And with Rydia anchoring, we should actually be okay. Also, this spot's terrible stats. King, Queen, Evelyn. Throwaway fight. There we go. They became conscious. Rosalind Berserk. There we go. Honestly, that came out pretty well. We'll get an item from it. Luca Key, not actually helpful right now. Once we actually get underground, we've got access to lots of stuff. Right now, we have access to very little. Another Artemis bow. Thank God. Protect ring. That just got awesome. Okay, so the way this is gonna work, we can now do two characters. We're going to equip Forum as our primary white mage and as much as we can get that way. So that should make it really hard for them to actually deal a lot of damage to Forum in the front row. She actually has better hit points than Edward at this point, so yeah. I'm trying to think if Baron or Ordeals is better. I guess we'll just do Ordeals. Another ninja shirt, just pretty much something to sell. Hopefully we'll find some non-mage characters at some point. Less squishy characters. Like I said, if we could get a Sin, we can pretty much deck him out completely. If we get a Kane, we'd be fine. Water Hag. We may actually just kill it. Okay, 3 hits gets you the scripted kill there. Levels all around. Mist Dragon. This could be rough. Oh wait, no. Dragon. Shouldn't have gone for it. I got greedy. Just gotta wait it out. I suspect it's not going to be much longer. So that'll be another key item check we can run to Mist Village. We can also loot Mist Village while we're there. Let's head straight in. That wasn't a super hard or long fight. And I can't think of too much that's going to be a serious threat in this spot. Not that it can't happen, but it's only 1,000 hit points for this location. Magma Key. They're gonna give me a Magma Key and then make me go back down through Hook. Jerks. So we do get all of Tella's magic at this point, but given the rest of our party, I don't think we're going to be using Tella, even if we find him. At this point, I would probably be okay with replacing Iridia with a Palom. Or doubling up on Rosa if we found a duplicate. Okay, so before I go do more bosses, I think we're gonna do... I'll stop in here quick. I think we're gonna go underground. Probably should have done this after. Probably not going to be much useful much longer. Just want a quick check to see if there's good arrows floating around here. We have not found a shop that sells good arrows yet. There was one that sold white arrows. Wow. We can make that work. I would like enough for another one. Can I afford it somehow? I think Rune Axe is better than this. I'm not sure it's worth it with this party. So Tiara's the best helmet for these characters. Porum is now fully decked out. Best gear. Literally her entire best gear. Life Staff, Tiara, White Robe, and Protect Ring. I guess Rune Ring or Protect Ring, either one would be... It depends on what you want out of a best. Crystal Ring could also be really good. Hourglasses are nice. Not strictly necessary. Okay. So I think what I'm gonna do here is, given how weak this party is still-ish, I guess they're not that weak, but I don't know, I'd feel better with a little bit more security, because I feel like we're kind of on the edge of things every time we've gone into a fight. What I'm gonna do is a little bit of looting, couple free key item checks, then I'm gonna use the money from that to fund a brief grinding excursion. Be smart. Save. The reason you save here is because there is one trap chest, so my goal is going to be to go through, open as many chests as I can, and if I find the trap chest, I'm going to try and survive it, but given where we're at, chances are it will not. Because we're starting at level, or at 1 health. Do I have... Hooray! Party wipe. Okay. This is why we saved. So now we can loot the rest of the cave without concern, because we know where the one monster chest is. The reason we're looting is so we can afford sirens, which let us summon monsters, and coffins, which let us kill monsters. The combination there is basically going to give us a free kill on the most powerful, well, not most powerful, but the best valued XP monsters in the underworld. Bacchus. We did get a dragon whip there for Rydia, which if we find the heroine robe, I guess we've got a black belt. No, we really need the heroine robe for it to be worth using, I feel like. Ursame is a very expensive item to sell, and we don't have edge. You know, not including edge, hey, there's our rat tail. We found one of the key items we need for the game. Elixir's an exit. It's okay. I'm gonna check the bosses, but I don't expect it to be something we can do right now. Bigon and a moon boss. That is not what we want to see. We may have to do Wyvern at Leviathan. If we have to do Wyvern at Leviathan, I might cry. Second life staff, dancing dagger. I didn't turn adamant armor off. It's 500,000, but I didn't turn it off. Whoops. That also means we can find adamant armor, or that we get adamant armor from the pink tail, which means that the pink tail that I put in there as a joke is actually going to give us the best armor in the game. The, like, game-breaking best armor in the game. If we end up with lots of money later, or very expensive items, I may go for the adamant armor, but I'm not really counting on it. We will most likely find some at some point though, and that's still worth it. It's a really good item. There's a reason I usually turn it off. Oh hey, it's a preschool teacher. I happen to like those. The joke there is the job dwarf, they give, in the original, they call it, or he says he's a farmer, even though there is no sign of there being farms anywhere in the underground. So they gave him a bunch of impractical jobs that are randomly assigned. There's the crystal ring. Yeah, let's do it. Resist elemental damage. I'm trying to remember which is better. So I think I'm going to leave her with Protect, but I'm going to give Edward Crystal in the back and further increases agility, so that when we berserk him, it gets dumb. Actually, 50,000. Can we afford another one of those if we sell some stuff? Probably. Probably pretty easily. I'm gonna sell the Blizzard Spear because we have a defense sword. That'll make it a lot harder to kill this party. Right now, Rydia's the only one who doesn't have one of the super rings equipped. Which I'm okay with. Currently. Village of Mist. Drain Sword we can sell. Rydia's mom has Earth Crystal. Might be worth checking next or soon, just because it's characters. Another tiara. We get another female character, we are completely set, and if not, we get some money. Okay. If we find a Yang, that's a cat claw. That's another crystal ring. They're just passing them out. Okay, so we've got a protect ring and 3 crystal rings. Let's see, we want to go to Taroya. I know I'm putting a lot of emphasis on equipment and stuff here, but considering this party, they are very squishy. Their hit point totals are very low. The exception is Rosa, who has like medium hit point growth, but like none of these characters are going to survive much. Now, the defense stuff I just gave them is going to help a lot. The entire back row is strong against all elements. And Aurum has the white robe equipped, which has very high magic defense and defense. Okay, so I intentionally did that in that order because... Let's see, was it this guy? No. Because I want more stuff to sell before I go buy these. Okay, so coffins are 5,000 a pop. That's a white spear, so we can get rid of one of the other items here. Probably could have equipped that. Flames, we don't need. Probably don't. Let's see what defense sword versus white spear is. think I'll keep the defense sword. Just in case. Wish I had one more character before I start doing this, but let's see, how many coffins do I have now? 2. Let's go 6. I think 6 is a reasonable number of eggs to crack. I don't actually know if I even want to do 6 now, but I think I can afford to buy 6 now and then get some more later. So just to be clear, the plan here is to do a very short level grind to get these characters a little bit more in the way of hit points, and to make sure that my white mages have the best spells they can. Actually, while we're here, no, we can just we'll just use a tent. Actually, we don't really need to. I'll just make sure I save in between, and then we can or save occasionally, and we're fine. And then we're gonna do the spots where we can check characters, because all of the stuff we've got right now. Well, I'd really just like to be able to narrow down which fighter I'm getting, and then keep one. So these eggs don't hatch unless you attack them. So we're just gonna use coffins to one-shot kill them before they can act. For 34,000 experience. Like I said, we're just gonna do a few. I really just want to get some hit points. Virus, Gear 3. My arbitrary number is going to be Edward breaking 500 hit points, so this one should do it. The reason I'm not doing more than just these first 3 is because you start getting diminishing returns, and because we don't have our 5th party member yet. So, like, we could keep going on this and just become really powerful, but it slows down at some point here, and we really do want to get another party member, figure out who we're really using at the end game before we start grinding up more levels. So, I think the next step is going to be to head back up, and the Earth Crystal spot has 2 characters associated with it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. These bosses aren't super hard, or these boss spots aren't super hard. The bosses could be still. The first one especially isn't one of the stronger spots. Since we haven't really been in a fight since I started re-equipping and rearranging, I'm gonna go ahead and head out, or save out. That should be fine. We don't actually have a lot in the way of lightning damage right now, I don't think. Nope. Perfect timing on that. He's going to gather the water right as Rydia does her lit attack. This has more hit points than I expected. He was in under 3-digit hit points when he used Remedy. That's pretty good. I mean, if there's gonna be a boss in that spot, I'm okay with it being a boss that's not... that could be very threatening elsewhere. Kanazo is a rough boss in general, so... Okay, there's our Cid. Cleared out the Earth Crystal, so we don't have it anymore, which is another inventory space. Cid is probably going to be our go-to for this. Depending on what we find, I may switch somebody else out too. Nope. We could have just left him there. I'm just saying. You know what? I think that really just settles it. I should have started with Tella because I hate him more. Dwarf Axe to enable the glitch. Rune Axe because it's the best one. Samurai Helmet. Dragoon Armor. You know what? I think that's probably okay. And now we got a frontliner. A real frontliner instead of Porum. That's unfortunate. Where are my Star Veils? I forgot that you can use Edward's hide to end up with 3 characters instead of 2. So that was a slight mistake. You know what? I'm just gonna leave these 2 up and just win. It's not a super high hit point spot. We've got our 4th character, our 5th character. I mean, honestly, at this point, if we find a Kane, I may switch somebody out. Still. But, like, if we find a heroine robe, I'm perfectly fine just making Rydia a beat stick. And if we find a spoon, I'm perfectly fine putting Edward in the front row for it. Sand Ruby. That's not actually helpful. I mean, I suppose... No, I don't think that's actually helpful. I don't know what I'm doing, because I was going to go into Baron next. Hey, first hourglass. That's good. We can freeze up one of the various enemies that it matters for. Glass Helm could be interesting. I may keep it around. It's the highest defense, physical defense helmet in the game. We actually have several other options that are better overall, and the final boss only uses magic, so it's actually worthless for the final boss. But it's good for a lot of the rest of the game, especially when you have something like Orm in the front row. I should figure out what my arrow situation looks like here. 3rd Artemis bow is kinda dumb. Sure, fire arrows there. We only have 3 ice arrows left, so I'm gonna just unequip those and give him, let's say poison. Just for space, and to make sure I don't accidentally screw up. We're already at 7 key items, it looks like, which is actually really interesting because once we hit 10, we'll be able to get double XP. So when I think our goal is going to be to find those 3 other items before we do any more grinds. I don't think it's going to be super hard to find more items at this point. We have lots of access to stuff. Let's see, Leviathan for Bygone should be easy enough. It's a percentage-based attack, so it's going to do the same damage regardless. There we go. Second defense sword. Really wish Sid could equip that. But again, if we find a cane, we're in business. We should get a character here. That's slightly troubling. Moon Boss at the Kanazo spot. D-Lunar. Well, it's a good thing we didn't just use all of our Star Veils. Okay, we're waiting, so the way this fight works, you have to wait for them to use certain attacks. If you attack them, they're going to start counterattacking, and you don't want them to counterattack. So we're going to wait for that fire to go off so that we can heal. Then we're going to throw on some Star Veils and some Moon Veils. We really shouldn't need the Moon Veil aspect of it, but we just don't have enough Star Veils. Now we wait. Have some tea. Come on. Breath. That's what we're waiting for. Okay, so now that they're frogs, they can't do anything but physical attacks, and they're going to hit for almost nothing. We are just going to be able to wail on them. It won't be a big issue. Apparently this spot didn't have too much in the way of hit points anyway, so it's not as big of a deal, but better safe than sorry. Let's see who we got. Second, Rosa. Rosa probably has as many hit points as Porum coming into this. We're close. Legend. Okay, that puts us at 8. What else do we have here? Tower and Luca. So I think we're going to go do Tower next. We do need to find somewhere that sells arrows at some point. Okay, so we're going to save here just in case. Because you can't cast Exit to leave the tower. That way, if we did make a mistake coming here, even after we save, we can back out. Oh, I should, like, equip Rosa. And actually, we should do this. Okay, life staff, tiara, white, protect, and then we'll have this one, Artemis, iron arrows, tiara, karate, crystal. Like I said, the only reason for that switch is because Rosa has significantly better HP growth. Double Rosa, even with or in most of the parties that I run, 2 white mages is not a bad thing by any means, and I'm especially okay with the equipment set we have, having a double Rosa. Karate. This is probably going to kill that Rosa, but we'll try. This is the, what, Valvalis spot? Oh wait, no, this is the Luge spot. Never mind. That's not what I was trying to do. That's a really high number on Sid there. The clear solution is that Sid needs a protect ring. Probably should have done that earlier. There we go. Edward gained 2 levels. Rosa gained 4. 14. Not the best spot for a slingshot, but not bad. Package is just a character. But that puts us at 9 key items, so as long as we get one more out of the tower, we're gonna have double to go and do our second little round of grinding. Now this is a pretty easy spot, but given that that Rosa just gained 14 levels, I do still want to heal. Odin. Okay. I'm okay with this being where Odin is. That's why. Because he will instant kill your party, but if you kill him first, then it's not a problem. Okay, so with that, we have cleared. Oops. Most of the spots we have available, with key items. Let's see what this one is. I'm kind of hoping for a dark crystal. Just so we can get that last character check on the moon. We could go do Dwarf Castle soon. Here's the crystal. Wait, what? I totally did these settings terribly. Because apparently, when we do all the stuff, we beat the game. We don't actually have to fight Zeromus. I screwed it up. Oh well. Let's just have fun then. We still have to beat a bunch of bosses. We still have to go find Wyvern, which may be at the Leviathan spot, which may be worse than Zeromus anyway. So I missed 2 flags creating this scene. One of them is when you do custom objectives, you have the option for the custom objectives to either give you the crystal or to beat the game. Normally, I do give you the crystal because that means that you then have to go fight Zeromus, which is neat. In this case, we totally spaced that out, and we accidentally now have to not beat Zeromus to beat the game. We just have to complete our objectives. So we need to find Wyvern, turn in the 2 tails, and yeah, beat Hook. Depending on where Wyvern's at, that literally could be more difficult. The other flag I forgot is Adamant Armor, which I mentioned earlier, and is problematic in a different way. Okay, actually, you know what? We're gonna go do Dwarf Castle. So the key items we're looking, or the main key item we're looking for at this point is the hook. We also need the pink tail and the harp. Now we may still have to clear the moon to do that, which means we may need the darkness crystal. but there's a chance we don't. So I will probably uncharacteristically actually go do Sealed Cave at some point here. Harvest 3 Grimoire. Here's our cabins. This could have been black shirt the whole time, probably. So the other reason we do Dwarf Castle right now, besides just because it's a good check, is because it makes Rydia grow up, which means she unlocks the rest of her magic. She only learns a few spells as a kid. Per string, that means we can actually have a potential for a decent agility anchor. Actually, we can do a bottomed-out agility anchor if we want at this point. We have the Dwarf Axe and the Cursed Ring. There's an Excalibur, which we can sell. Again, painful, no Cecil, so no need for an Excalibur. That's better than the black shirt. Shuriken, black, Excalibur, Fence Sword, probably one Rune Ring, Change Rod. Dwarf Axe, Dragon Whip, Charm Arrows. Not quite as good as Artemis Arrow, or not as good as Artemis Arrows, but it's better than what we've got for everything else. And it's something we can actually buy. So we're just going to go ahead and get rid of everything but the Artemis for arrows. And then we're going to go save. Mon Bomb. It's the first boss. So I'm gonna just berserk up my archers and Sid. Cast some ice 3s, and we should be fine. There we go. Second boss. Great. Don't be wyvern, don't be wyvern, don't be wyvern. Yang. Oh hey, it's a dragon. So for the record, Artemis Bow is strong against dragons. There we go. Pretty got a bunch of spells. Slightly better stats. She can no longer do white magic. Oh no, not that. She can also now use her whip items and some of the other items, like the Zeus Gauntlet, if we happen to get one. Pan. Yeah, that's worth doing. Darn it. Okay, so that's gonna give us 3 key item checks, without having to actually fight any more bosses. It's a little out of the way, but it's not that big of a deal, and honestly, it's worth doing quick. By the way, my strategy changed when I got there with that Yang. I was strongly considering replacing somebody for that Yang, but now that I know that I don't need to beat Zeromus, I'm a lot less worried. There's our pink tail. Okay, so really what we need now is the hook. And then we need to go hunting for wyvern. Part of me thinks that I should go check Cave of Summon monsters here. Do I have a party that can actually take some of that on? We might. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and actually... Yeah, let's do a quick save. I don't want to do 3 trips down here if I don't have to. Basically, if I can't beat this, or if this boss ends up being something that I don't feel like I can fight, we can always back out. And since I've got to save outside, we can just reset instead of having to walk back out. So first thing I'm going to do is go over here and save. I'm not even gonna heal. I'm just saving. The main reason I'm going down here right now is because I just want to know whether this is... if it is, then we have to really reevaluate how I play the rest of this, because I really need that grind for levels to be able to beat this. Okay. Ogopogo. So I don't know about an Ogopogo at Leviathan, but it is a dragon. Let's give it a shot, I suppose. I do think we can beat the Baigon at Ashura. I'm not 100% sure about the other one. That's right, she doesn't get Quake until very late in the game. This is probably gonna hit really hard. So this is our one spell we actually get to use. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of damage. And it's pretty fast. That's actually another thing to consider. Okay, so I think we're gonna spam some Titan. Have our Healer Rosa in the front, do Cure 4, and then I'm gonna start casting, or just attacking the middle. Ugh. What? I specifically waited until all of them were... Sometimes the multi-targeting on spells is weird. I probably waited just not quite long enough here. Whoa. Okay. Another Artemis bow. This is getting ridiculous. That's also not a key item. Okay, I'm gonna give that Ogopogo one attempt just to see how bad it is. If I'm remembering correctly, the Leviathan spot is fast. It has a lot of hit points, but it doesn't have super strong offensive stats. I could be wrong. It's either that or it has very high attack and not as high magic, even though the Leviathan boss doesn't do physical attacks. It was the second one. Okay. The important part there is actually just the fact that we know it's not Wyvern. Because if it was Wyvern, that means we'd have to be fighting Wyvern with those stats. And we don't have to now. That's good. Where am I going? Where am I going? Where am I going? Babool. So Fabool has Yang's wife, who will give us 2 more key items for finding Yang in the underworld and returning the pan. Underworld. Does it actually call it the Underworld at some point here? We are in go mode / boss hunt mode. The downside of this, the way that this is designed, is you do have to do boss hunt mode here at the end. It's not my favorite. There's our darkness crystal. We can go to the moon. There's our pink tail. We get an adamant armor. Which we'll put on front row Rosa, because you always want to keep the white mage alive. And we're going to give her the crystal to also block Charm, Paralyze, and Sleep. So you can see their admin armor, 100 defense, 20 magic resistance, plus 15 to all stats, and blocks all elements and ailments, which actually I just realized, yeah, whatever. That's fine. Agility 42, agility 43, agility 36, 16, 31, We need Sid in the middle. We can have Rosa there, and we can have other Rosa there. Yeah, that looks like about what we want. If we happen to get another adamant armor, we'll address that. Okay. So we're gonna drop that off. Then we're gonna go do Twin Harp real quick, because that's a lower level spot and we should just be able to wreck it. Then we'll go do the... Then we'll go do the hook, since that's required. And at that point, if we have not found Wyvern yet, we will start just boss hunting. Given that we have Darkness Crystal, I don't think there's any bosses. Let's double check key items real quick here. Yeah, the key items we've got left are Adamant and Spoon, which means we actually have access to all of the bosses at this point. There is literally no reason for us to kill bosses that we don't need to kill. So we'll go do the hook and take care of the Dark Elf spot here. And then anything else, we're just gonna go to the boss, reset, if it's not Wyvern. Because you can. And if it's a visible boss, we can not even have to try fighting them. We just walk up and see what it is. I am somewhat curious. Yes, we literally cannot defeat you. And we get our cutscene. Edward is going to save Edward. By the way, for the record, if Edward gets a spoon, he's getting the adamant armor and going in the front row. Huh, what is that? That sounds vaguely familiar, but a lot of them do. Nope. That would not actually be relevant. Is this Vanilla Dark Elf? It's Vanilla Dark Elf. So Dark Elf is super strong against magic. So we're just going to shoot him until he stops moving. His second form is a dragon. Okay. I forgot about the pass. We don't actually need the pass because I screwed up and we can get the crystal without the items. So, yeah. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's head over to our hook. This will let us get the falcon, which is one of the other requirements. We're actually looking for the monster chest at this point. Actually, there's better spots to look for monster chests. Stardust Rod, that's worth keeping. I should be pushing R a lot more to discard, because half of that was worthless. We'll keep that so we can sell it. Second Porum. Red Robe is Dark Imps. Okay. I'm okay with that. Dark Imps are... I mean, they hit like a ton of bricks when they're in the wrong spot, but we can hourglass them. I feel like at this point we're pretty much in go mode. I should really stop opening chests. If we really want to dive for some high-end gear, we could possibly like look on the moon or something. Open some monster chests on the moon and just farm for stuff, but I don't know what we're gonna get that's actually gonna be re-equipable except for more adamant armor at this point. This is the elements fight? Yes. Okay, he was attacking really fast, so I think I actually screwed something up here. We're gonna go ahead and not do the Cursed Ring, and instead just go with low agility instead of almost negative agility. They each get 1 attack. Trying to get some life glitches here to just get a little bit more in the way of XP. I'm apparently just getting 1. That's okay. Again, we've got decent levels. Not the end of the world. At this point, it's just basically getting Rydia up to nuke if needed. It's a pitfall. Oh no! And here's the Falcon. So we get our other airship here. It doesn't really matter for the most part, except for the fact that we now unlock one of our objectives. So at this point, all we need to do is find Wyvern and defeat him. Now, at this point, the bad thing is there's a decent chance that means Wyvern's on the moon. And we would prefer Wyvern was not on the moon. I think the first thing we're going to do now is just a couple quick boss checks. This is what I was talking about, where we can just reset out. We're basically just going to go to a location, walk in, see if it's the boss. And if it's not, reset. Most of these aren't even worth the time or the XP. Antlion. Okay, that should be most of the bosses on Earth. We have one left that I can think of, and that's Sealed Cave. So we're gonna go try it. Because if we can skip Moon, then we can skip Moon. And skipping Moon is a thing. Also worth noting, the fact that we have all the key items at this point pretty much means that all of the rewards on the Moon are good gear. Which is kind of amazing and ridiculous. And actually true to the original game, but you know, I hate this cave so much. At least we don't have to go back out of it unless this happens to be Wyvern. I will also say, I will walk back out if this is the spoon. It's the one thing, I mean, there's only two things left. You know what? Since we are hunting for Wyvern, I think it is probably best to make a save. Okay. It's the adamant. Actually, that opens the shop. You know what? We'll keep it. Sure. Well, I mean, we'll see what this is. Vanilla Evil Wall. Okay, I don't want to do it. Okay, Moonward. I just realized another one we didn't check. So let's go check the package at Mist. Long cutscene, but could be worth it. Is that yet another Porum? Yeah. Third Porum. Those little spots where it like still turns towards the camera and stuff make me wonder what the what all the dialogue is here. It's been so long since I've actually played Final Fantasy IV. Like, it's weird because it's the game that... So I've played Final Fantasy IV, like... I've probably only played it all the way through, like, 2 or 3 times. I've never actually beaten the GBA one. I've beaten the DS one through maybe twice. Maybe once and then halfway through. I've played this original Super Nintendo one, and I played the Japanese version of it. But I don't remember if I actually beat either of those, because one of them would have been when I was a kid. So if I did beat it, it would have been with Game Genie codes and, you know, Game Genie codes to get 99 Excaliburs or something stupid like that. Otherwise, I probably did not beat it as a kid. I may have beaten the regular version. I definitely went back later and tried the J version. That's supposed to be harder and have all the more additional features. Let's try Giant. I never do the Giant. There are 2 bosses. If it is in the elements spot, I will cry. Because seriously, I think elements has like 200,000 hit points. It's, I believe, more than Zeromus. And if we have to beat Wyvern at that spot, it's gonna be rough. I literally have only gone through this once or twice since I started doing Rando. Actually, I think it was just once. And it was a similar boss hunt. It was, I think, the hunt for karate. That's the where you do the D-Machine grind if you are so inclined. Belvalis elements. This is gonna be potentially annoying. Let's get our berserks going. There's a boss after this spot, which is why we still need to try fighting it. I think we're just gonna get our archers going and call it good. Holy crap. This might actually be a bit much. This is ridiculous. So I'm basically gonna hold here until we have a reason to heal. And then heal. This may take a while. I'm just gonna state again for the record, I'm pretty sure this spot has like 200,000 hit points, and we're doing less than 1,000 damage per hit for the most part. This may take a bit. I'm trying to remember if this spot actually has... I don't know if this spot has enough magic defense that we can cast spells. I can check. Nice. We can. So Silkweb's cast are the effect of slow, but twice. Unstone Sid. I'm not worried about Rosa getting attacked, even though she's at 1 hit point. I mean, I suppose I could do a tier 3 here quick. Good timing. This is probably not worth it for the record. I just haven't actually done this spot in forever, and it amuses me. The main issue with this boss is that Valvalis has naturally high evasion or in tornado form, if I'm remembering correctly. I know high magic evasion, I believe high evasion in general. There we go. This should be a very, very high experience pool as well, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah. Berserk, Blink, Wall. Virus and Quake. This is the CPU spot. Bahamut. I know I don't actually need to do these bosses, I'm just doing them for the sake of it. Because I haven't beaten Giant in a long time. I almost put beat Giant as one of the objectives, just because it's something that you never have to actually do. Whoops. Edward was the other one I didn't have. Wall. Realistically, I can probably reset at this point. That fight really, or those fights really weren't needed. That means Wyvern's on the moon, though. Oh. So, we have to go check, even if we can see a moon sparkle somewhere, we still have to check it, because it could be Plague also. I forgot to buy more sirens before I came up here. Dark Knight Cecil, not needed. You know, I've said a couple times that sometimes I kind of regret putting... Oh, I should actually get the character check out of the way. Not that I'm going to take whoever it is. Because I'm kind of stuck with what I got. It's probably Kane. You're guaranteed to get at least one copy of each character, and that's the one we hadn't seen. That would have been great, like, an hour ago. Would have replaced Rydia. But at this point... And yes, Rydia over Edward. I'm sticking with Edward to the end. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is go all the way down to the bottom. And make a save. A separate save, so that I can get back to the top more easily. I went the wrong way. This is a fairly long seed, and I didn't take my normal break because I kept feeling like I was close. So, starting to get a little crazy. Since it is Wyvern that we're looking for, we do want to safety save every single step of the way, because Wyvern is awful. Much like Ashura at whatever spot that is. I don't even have hourglasses, that's not worth doing. Moon spot, right? Okay. Is this seriously gonna be Vanilla Wyvern? Vanilla Wyvern. I have no idea what this means. I'm not sure if that's actually, yeah, we want to go from the bottom. Like, genuinely. Outside of the fact that that means that it's kind of an as-intended version of the boss, I have no idea what this is going to be like. Crap, do I have Star Veils? I have a Moon Veil. Okay. One Moon Veil to rule them all. This is gonna be stupid. This is gonna be really, really stupid. Vanilla Wyvern for our final boss. Okay. That is the luckiest I have ever been. And I realize that it's not actually luck, because both of my roses have stupidly high magic defense. I forgot. That was my bad. That was more than last time. That's probably dead. Nope. Wow. We're surviving a lot better than I expected. Should have switched to the Artemis arrows before I berserked him. That's okay. Jeez. And none of these should actually do that much. There we go. Wyvern's not that bad once you get past his initial rush, and the fact that he missed 2 characters is kind of phenomenal. I've never seen a double miss like that. Okay, and that should be game. So, I'm not going to stick around for too long because this video has been pretty long already. We're going to wait and see the in-game time, but I'm not going to stick around through the rest of the credits. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I really enjoy these Final Fantasy runs. Overall, it's a very different kind of randomizer than Zelda in the way you have to... There's less physicality to it. It's less skill. It's more mental. Less physical skill, more, mental strategy. That being said, this seed was really not that great, but I still had a lot of fun. It ended up being a lot easier than I expected for what it was. In-game time under 2 hours. It's probably closer to 2.5. Yeah, this was an almost 100% seed. Actually, it was literally. I checked every boss spot. Checked every boss spot. It was literally the last location it could be. Vanilla Wyvern. I'm still not a huge fan of the bosses as objectives in these, for that reason. I totally screwed up the seed and was supposed to have that Wyvern be the crystal. And from there, having to go beat Zromus. I was also not supposed to have adamant armor on. But despite all of that, it still ended up being a relatively challenging and fun seed, partially because of my own self-imposed awful of Edward with no Cecil, no Fu, and no Edge. Overall, really fun. Probably would never do this type of seed again. Even with the corrections. But every once in a while, this kind of goofy thing is, sometimes it's just what you need. Maybe next time I'll do the opposite. Do like only the exact characters I want with no restrictions and just jet seed it. Yeah. Hopefully you're enjoying these. That's really the important part. If you are, please give me a like and subscribe. If you're interested in potentially joining us in these, you'll notice at the beginning of during each of my videos, there is a link. First of all, to the seed for the for the game I'm running at the time. And also now for the Discord channel that we've started. I've mentioned Tony and Mark a couple times. They're the people I usually run Final Fantasy IV with. And I've mentioned Mike and Kyle as the ones that I run Zelda with. They were the initial people that I invited on there to kind of start populating and talking about things. And as of today, the Discord server is going to have the public invite posted on all my videos going forward. So yeah, if you want to come and hang out, if you want to play Final Fantasy Randomizer with us, if you want to talk about it, whatever, feel free to join. If you have any questions or suggestions, as always, please leave them in the comments. I try to answer most of the questions that get posted. And as always, have a good one, and we will catch you next time.